Hi fashionistas, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing, my sekinistas? So this is part 2 of the floral cottage cord dress we drafted the other time. This is me spreading all the patterns on my fabric before cutting, and I did this by adding allowances to all the joining parts. That is, I use 5/8 for the joining part, and I use 1.5 for the side seam. If you're a beginner, please make sure you do all this on another paper before you transfer on your fabric for cutting. The next thing to do is to cut out all your papers, including your allowances. Please, if you are inexperienced, don't try this. Make sure you transfer it on another paper before transferring it on your fabric for the cutting. It's now time for us to spread the lower part. Please, with the lower part, this is how I did it. So we are going to maintain the 1/4 of the pattern we made. We are not using half of it, we are using 1/4. So the 1/4, we are going to spread that into 7 pieces and spread it on fold. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the upper part, this is the upper part, this is the yoke for the skirt, or the middle part. So part 2, part 1. So this part, after cutting out these parts, so instead of you to open it like this and slash and spread, you are rather going to maintain it in this position. Okay, so I'm going to divide this. Instead of you to just slash the whole thing from here, slash here 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. You're not going to do it like that. You're rather going to maintain it this way. So you are going to slash this way 1 and 2. You are just going to be needing 3. So you are going to spread it according to this. Do you get it? But you make sure here is on fold when you are folding your fabric. Do you get it? So you are going to make sure here is on fold, so that after cutting you are going to get ×2 of this, making it full. Now back to the main thing. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to spread and make sure the lower parts are in line, because that place is supposed to be straight. So you spread it according to how wide you want it, or how you want your pleat or gathers to be like. I'll now go ahead and add enough for the length of my fabric, because you know the brown paper mostly comes in wide length of 40. So my client needed it more than the 40 inches, so I needed to add extra. Here I was making sure it was in straight using my ruler as guide. I went ahead and added my allowance plus sewing allowance, so I ended up adding like almost 5 inches to the length. I'll now go ahead and add joining allowances at the top. Remember not to forget that, because that's going to help you join it to the main dress. I'll go ahead and cut 2 of that, and I'll use 1 for the back and use 1 for the front. I'm going to do this by running a straight stitch on the top part of the piece and then gather it, and that will be it for this part of it. So I'm now going to assemble everything. With the middle part, I cut 2 and I made sure I notch the back zip allowance. I also cut on fold for the center front, and with the side back I cut 2 of that, same as the side front. So I'm now going to pin, notch all the zip allowances for the back down, and I'm going to pin all the pieces together before I start sewing. Please make sure you don't skip this. And here, when you are pinning the side, remember to pin them so well, so that you don't end up getting one being longer than the other. as you can see me do beautifully here. I'm now going to stitch all the hems and seam lines together. After joining everything except for the side seam, I joined the shoulders together using French seam, and I'm now going to pin down my zip. This is an invisible jacket zip that is very durable. It comes with a very thick teeth and very nice for patterns and fabrics like this. Instead of using either YKK or the normal invisible zip, you can opt for this zip as well. So this was me after pinning everything. Remember to take notice of the lines at the waist. Make sure they are corresponding before you stitch, otherwise you will come back on picking again, and we don't want on picking at this point. Now shape up your dress from waist to the bust to the hip to the hem. I'll now go ahead and bring everything together halfway like this. Pin it carefully in order for us to shape the armhole and remove the excess. And you're going to do that by dividing your across back into two. Make sure you take it from the neck, where the neckline is. You cut it, so you don't have to start from the shoulder. I'm going to start from the neckline by doing it the way I did it. So mine was 7.5, and I'm going to come down the same measurement and then shape up to remove the excess from my shoulders, as you can see me do here. Now remove the pins and open it together. Take your tape measure and measure around the shoulders from the front to the back. Write it down, and you are going to use it for cutting our sleeve. Now go ahead and cut out a triangle, making sure the longest part is the circumference of your armhole, and I'm going to use the width of 6 inches. I'll now go ahead from one part using 3.5 and then narrow it or blend it to the other part. After everything, I folded it and ironed. I'm going to cut through. One will be for each part of the sleeve. Take note that this sleeve was cut on fold. The triangle I cut was on fold. On fold because we are going to gather the sleeve. So I'm going to run stitches around the part and the rounded part to the armhole. I'm now going to spread after gathering my sleeve to the armhole, making sure that after spreading, in order to see how wide you are going to spread it, you make sure you join the hem part together before you join to your armhole. After everything, this is how it came out. It came out really nice. You can see how neatly mine came out. So with the finishing, I piped the neckline. I pipe using cotton bias, so you can use if you have pieces of yours. I'm going to use knitting machine to knit the sleeve inside the sleeve and just fold 1 inch or half, same as the lower part. It came. I'm going to use knitting. I also added some pockets, one here and one to the other side as well. And this is how it came out. With the back, this is how the zip is looking, beautifully zipped. And that's also, please, this is the end of our cottage core dress, and I'm going to see you in my next video. I have a lot of tutorials to show you, so please remember to leave a comment, like, subscribe, And as a secondista, you know already. I love you, big, 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 big. Until next time, take care. Remember to keep learning. And it is bye bye.